So this side is going to be the don't side of my eyeshadow, and then this is going to be the do side. So all the right things you need to do with your eyeshadow. Start off with this one. So what you don't want to do is not use a primer. So a primer or some sort of a base is actually very necessary to keep the eyeshadows stay all day long. Whereas if I do apply some sort of an eyeshadow primer here on this lid, it's going to even out the skin, the color on the lid, and it's going to make it less oily and easy to work with the eyeshadow. I paint pot as an eyeshadow primer on my lid. On the do side, I do have an eyeshadow primer or base on, so I would have to, it's the best advice that you set that eyeshadow base or primer with some sort of setting powder, and what that will do is just smooth out the transition shades, and it's going to be easy to work and blend the colors together. I'm going to use a brush that is a very dense, like this one, like this PH Cosmetics detailing brush that I'm holding, because what that's going to do is it's not going to give you the best blending on top of the crease. First don't would be not to use a very dark eyeshadow. So I will be using my Gwen Stefani eyeshadow palette for this tutorial to show you guys, because it has some really nice neutral colors. This shadow is called Punk from the palette, and it has like this burgundy brown undertone to it. So if I go in with the darker color, this is what I'm going to end up with. And because the brush has more of a denser tip to it, bristles to it, it's just not blending it properly on the crease as a transition color, and it's not giving you the best results. So this is how it's going to look like. So what you would want to do for the do side, if you want to go ahead and pick a nice fluffy brush, it's like this. So this one is just a regular small fluffy brush. Make sure you're able to blend out right on top, on top of, not inside the socket of the eye, but just right on top as a transition. And what you want to do is just use a very nice, start with a lighter shade. I'm actually going to start off with this light, super light brown shade right over here. For the don't side, you don't want to use a very fluffy brush when you are defining the second shade on your crease, like inside the socket of your eyelid, because what that's going to do is just going to bring the product not inside, but it's going to just spread the product on top, and it's not going to blend well. I'm going to go ahead and use a lighter shade on this side with this brush, just to let you guys see what kind of effect it has. So as you guys can see, it's not really doing anything, it's just making a mess on the lid. It's not going to blend anything. Instead, it's putting the color on the lid, and you don't want that. You want to use more of a denser brush like this. This is the Sigma Taper Blending Brush. It's the E40. I'm going to use the same shadow that I use with the fluffy brush on this side, and I'm going to show you how you would do it the right way. Just hold the brush in like this, and then you want to put it in. For the third shade in this, what you don't want to do now is use like a shader brush like this and take like a very dark color. So as you guys can see, it's just again making a mess. Instead, you want to go ahead, before you go in with the black shadow, you do want to define the crease a little bit more with a darker shade this time. So I usually do 3 shades before I go in on the outer corner of my eyes. What I'm going to do is, for the do side, I am going to take this color right here, the one called Punk, and I am using the E25 blending brush. I'm going to use them. I don't want to use the same transition colors on the lids, so I'm going to use this color right here. What you would want to do is, first of all, take a brush like this, even this is a concealer brush, and use some sort of a pop of color just so that the lids pop a little bit. As far as the lower lash lines go, what you don't want to do is, again, start with a darker shadow at the bottom. So on the dump side, I'm going to use this denser brush right there. As you guys can see, applying a darker shade right at the bottom is making it look like a very tired eyes, and it's making them look very close as well. So as far as the do side, what I'm going to do is actually just go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to use a small angular brush. This is the taupe color. That's pretty much it. As you guys can see, there's a huge difference in blending eyeshadows. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the Beauty Insiders to see more tips on beauty and makeup. Have a good one, guys.